welcome into the form, and we've got a huge weekend of racing to get through. So if you've been tuning into the form, well, we've got our usual team back in this week. Bevan Sweeney, Aidan Rodley and Leith Innes, and we've got so much to get through, including the big one, the Group 1 Livermore Classic, of course, moved to Te Rapa. So we'll be touching on that first, and the Group 3 Sprint as well. Then heading to Ashburton, we've got plenty to touch on there, including of course the Barneswood Farm. Our racetrackers, Sunday at Rotorua, we've got Group 3 action with the Swainers Stakes. Kiwis in Oz, well, we see the likes of Orchestral head across there, and Maharajan again on his Melbourne Cup campaign. Harness preview, huge night out of Addington on Friday night, and our best bets, we're trying to find you more of those this weekend. It is Group 1 Livermore Day on Saturday, and Leith, it is at Te Rapa. We've had a little bit of rain around. What do you think the track will be on Saturday?
Oh, hi, Pip. Yeah, we talked to Andrew Castles this morning, and look, the track's currently in that sort of soft 7 sort of range. He's predicting a few sort of showers tomorrow morning on Friday between sort of 6 and 8 mils. So, look, he seems to think that the track will get back to the sort of, hopefully, a soft 6, soft 7 Saturday morning.
Okay, well, it is race number 9 on the program, and I'm sure plenty will want it to be drying out. As we take a look at the market, Campionessa $4.50 favourite. Then you've got One Bold Cat, who also took out the Arrowfield at $5. Snazzy Tavi at $6.50, and El Vencedor at $8, the other runner in single figures. Leith, it is over the 2,000 metres, so who do you see setting up the speed?
2,040 pips, so the same distance as the Livermore if it was run at Hawke's Bay. Look, there's so much speed in this race. El Vencedor, JBG, Green Luck, Rolls, so might just sort of go forward as well. Just leaves a really good spot for a horse like No Compromise. Campionessa. One Bold Cat's probably going to get back. Malistron will get back. Pearl of Alsace will probably sit about midfield. And Snazzy Tavi from the draw, she doesn't begin that well, and they'll just probably ride her just off the speed as well.
Yeah, I'm not quite so sure it's going to be run that quickly, Lethal Well, with JBG and El Vencedor landing there. And then who goes up and puts extra pressure? And I think Campionessa's going to get a trailing spot. Green Luck can get the 1-1. And then there's a whole host of horses that go back around Dionysus, One Bold Cat, Milestone, Hoyo Sesbom, Malt, Time Lightning Jack. So I actually think Snazzy Tavi, if she goes back in the mix of that, I don't think she can win. So I think if they're reasonably positive, I personally feel there might be a spot sort of 4 back, 1 off for Snazzy Tavi. So really interesting. I think both views might just come to play on Saturday. There you
go. You can take maybe a little bit out of both if you're doing your assessments as we take you to the first form reference. And it is Campionessa in the Herbie Dykes. She runs second behind Legato. Obviously beats One Bold Cat on this occasion and Malistone Leith. So how do you think this kind of form will stack up on Saturday?
Yeah, I think this is a really good form race, Pip. You got Malistone, One Bold Cat, Campionessa all backing up. Malistron was the fastest sort of 800, 600 and 400, but the closing section went to One Bold Cat, who came home just under 12 seconds. So it's a, I know it was a while ago this race, but obviously there's no Legato in the race this week, and Campionessa looked pretty well placed this week.
Yeah, the query is obviously that jump up goes from 1,300 metres as a lead up into a 2040 metre race. It's not easy. We know she's got the quality. Zabille Classic win was excellent. Last preparation obviously really good that day at Te Rapa in the Herbie Dykes Stakes, beating home One Bold Cat, who does look the main rival. And I guess the way that they've tuned her up was getting into the trials this week. She trialled beautifully at Matamata as well. So you just got to put your faith and all your support in the hands of Mark Walker and Sam Burgess, and they really do know what they're doing, Bevan.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But I think across the land there'll be a few niggles and mines, won't there, with that quick transition up to 2,040 metres. There's no doubt she's class, and there's no doubt in my mind she gets more than likely the run of the race under Opie Boston. So that makes her a deserved favourite. And now we're shopping around, try and find one to beat Campionessa, and One Bold Cat might be that horse, because this horse just gone to another level. I thought it was an exceptional ride here from Ryan Elliott, and a horse who was probably calling out for further. When you look at Hoyo Sesbom, he's got a Turlefoot, Pearl of Alsace, and this horse just actually leaves him a little bit in their particular dust, and is a true blue star rather than a horse suited to the 1,600 metres. This race looked over, and then this horse just shows its true quality. Showed us last season, Leith, that it's right up there. I'm surprised Mascot's not there on this performance. Malt Time a little bit unlucky, but One Bold Cat's really the one out of that.
Yeah, it certainly is. El Vencedor's a better run than it looked as well. They ran the first 600 metres faster than in any race on the day, even faster than the 1200 metre races. So, look, I think Moult Time, you'll see her there jumping out of the gates. She just can't give away that head start, especially in a weight for age race. So, look, obviously this week she's first up over 2,000 metres, but Moult Time is going good, and she was a little bit unlucky in the straight as well.
Yeah, ran the second quickest last 200 of the race and was finding the line really well, but there was such an advantage in being off speed. So, like, I don't know, like, I know she missed a start and you maybe might have finished a touch closer, but she was in the right spot to be doing that. Like you say, Leith, they just went crazy up front. And so for that reason, you maybe just be a little bit forgiving of Al Vencedor coming into this. One Bold Cat, very good. Lightning Jack was the other one who's been off the clock, quickest last 600, 400, 200. I thought the run was actually better than Moult Time from Lightning Jack. The query for both of them is stepping up to 2040, which, yeah, it's just got to be a query, whereas Al Vencedor has won a New Zealand Stakes, weight for age 2,000 metres, and will get on speed as well if they don't go too hard. Snazzy Tabby's something of a newcomer on the block. Boy, the record's good, isn't it? And obviously an Easter handicap winner was really good last time out. The middle distance, I'm just not too sure. It's been there twice for a win and a minor placing, but they were both in lower grades. This is weight for age. How do you place Curly?
Certainly set her for this race, and she's been well placed by Graham and Rogan Norvell. Look, she's been running in handicaps. She's been getting in with 54 kilos. You know, step up to weight for age. You know, it's going to be hard. She's got a tricky gait, and she's going to need a really good ride.
I love her. I absolutely love this mare. I think she's got a little bit of stardom in her particular future. That was just such a dominant performance. She's set for the race. She had the run at Hastings where she needed it, and I thought the performance was really, really strong. She smashed that field. She absolutely gave them one on that occasion. Look, Warren has to overcome a draw. I'm of the opinion if they go back, it's impossible. So I'm not sure what they actually do. I feel as though there might be a spot one off if they go forward with so many horses that are lacking any sort of gate speed. So if she's in the mix, I think she's got a massive, massive chance of taking it out, Pip.
Yeah, the Wizard of Woz can work his magic and get her into a good spot. Why not? So, yep, I agree with you there, Bevan. Let's get out to the track and get some key information too from Connections. And we'll start with Robbie Patterson. And Bevan just asked, we'll put it to him really, that he thinks obviously One Bold Cat will be suited to the conditions this Saturday.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be off. There's still a few showers, and yeah, he's drawn 7, which is perfect. He should be able to slot sort of a bit worse in midfield, and yeah, looks a bit of tempo with JBJ and Al Vencedor in the race. So yeah, it's all playing out good at the moment anyway.
Look, he likes Te Rapa. He's gone well there before. He's won 2 or 3, and if there's speed on in the race, I think the 2,000 will be right up his alley.
We're probably going to be hero or zero, but fingers crossed the forecast can come right as well for Te Rapa. She needs a good track, but we think she'll be really competitive. She seems to be coming up really well, so hopefully bounce through the trial today and on to Saturday.
First up run was obviously was too short for her at that level. You know, got some of the, had the best sprinters in the country in it. Obviously, she improved so much from there to her next start, and let's hopefully she's improved more.
Okay, that's what the trainers are thinking of, whether that helps you or not. I don't know. Maybe Aidan, you can help us. Who are you with in the Group 1?
I'm puzzled. This is a really tricky Livermore. I think normally they're a little bit more clear cut than this. I'm foggy around it. Got so much respect around what One Bold Cat did in the Arrowfield, but I just have to go Campionessa. We know the quality's there. She's just going to be just bang on fitness-wise. It's just whether the distance is the right race for her. It's just such a jump, and for that reason, I'm just a little bit unsure. Leith, can you shed some light?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think, look, she's going to jump from barrier 5. I hope he's just going to give her a peach of a ride. He won't do any work. I've got my faith in the Te Akau training systems. She loves the track there. She's won 3 times, 2,000 metres. The only query is the weather. I want it to sort of get back to a better side of soft.
I'm glad you've got a really strong opinion. Lisa, Snazzy Tevi has drawn out clearly, but I think there's a bit of stardom in this particular mare. She's 3 from 3 here. I don't think the track conditions will be any real concern if it gets into the heavy range. She gets us back to follow into this race, and Campionessa maybe finds a little bit of trouble from an inside position. I'm going to go Snazzy Tevi, Pip, in the feature.
And at a nice price too, around that fourth line of betting. Those markets are available depending on what you like in the Group 1. As we move on to the Group 3, it is race number 7 on the programme. The Valley Divine Restaurant Spring Sprint over the 1400 metres. Wits End favourite 370 from Habana at 5.50, and then you've got Navigator sitting at $7. Let's go back to Wits End. Last time out at Hastings, boy, dominant here. One Aletha would have been very happy, Aidan.
Yeah, this is a super performance by a really progressive, high-class sprinter by Savabeel. So the breeding's there, and 1400 metres in a really sweet spot on the minimum. Just looks to have a lot of class. Love this performance, Lethan. What was a pretty strong field. What did you make of it?
Yeah, he was pretty dominant, and apparently he's improved since then. Hardest thing off him, he needs a really firm track. Look, I don't know if Tony Pike's going to get his chopper out and hover over the track to get us back to that sort of good ground. But look, he's going really well. Matt Cartwright on, he's going to be probably a half a kilo over. But he's a bit too short for my liking.
Maybe you take your helicopter, Lethan, maybe do a little bit of drawing. Good horse. I think they're setting this for a mile at Ellerslie in the future. Yeah, the ground does worry me around Wits End, but just follow Leith. I think they're around Wits End. Rudyard, look, I thought it had its opportunity. However, it gets another decent gate. It was beaten inside a length by Seamus. It wasn't a race that changed a lot of complexion, Leith. Is that the biggest concern around this particular form line going into the second sprinting feature on Saturday?
Well, he's certainly going to get another nice run behind the leaders, Barrier 5, Sam Weatherly on. He's perfectly weighted at 55 kilos as well in the 1400 metres. It's probably a fraction short of his best, but he's definitely a top 4 chance.
Yeah, not bad. Beating home orchestrals, that's, just give that a tick every day of the week. So, yep, a horse who was running such a good race in the Aotearoa Classic earlier in the year as well. Another up-and-comer down in the weights here is Navigator, also I think a duel as well for Te Rapa, but just this was some sort of win. Again, a really strong race on the same day that Wits End was winning at Hastings. Just really like it. Speaking to Cody Cole earlier in the week, they're really happy with the way this horse is trained on. So there's something to like about this one, Lee.
There certainly is. He's got the perfect 53 kilos. He's got to get in the field. He's still one balloted out. The 1400 metres is going to suit him, and the best thing about Navigator, he likes a sort of firm, soft track. He just always puts his hand up, so he's a very talented horse.
Really, really talented horse, Navigator. This is the one for me. I think the money's fantastic. I spoke to Cody as well earlier on, and he was really keen to be at the Bay with Navigator, so doesn't have to travel far. And look, it's a real horse to follow. It has won 4 of 10, and it's 5-year-old, but it's got some pretty decent sort of things in its future, this preparation, I think, Pip.
Okay, well, that's some confidence, Bevan, as we head back out and around the track. And we're going to start with the Wexford stable. And Aidan just put it to Lance O'Sullivan how the new stable comer, Calico, is going.
Yeah, she's going well. You'd think that this would be a distance far from her best. But in saying that, she's pretty peppy. She's going well. She went to Tauranga. She had a gallop there, and she certainly will be one to watch as the season progresses. He's going well. He missed it away badly at Hawke's Bay, and that's him a little bit. Since then, he's been to a jump out. We put the barrier blanket on him, and he sort of got away a lot cleaner. And if he begins, he's certainly going to run very well.
Look, I think he's capable. We've taken our time with him. He's always shown plenty, but he's taken a while to get there. But I think the way he won the first day, I think he's really stepped up this season, and he should go on with it. But whether it's going to be this weekend with the track conditions, we'll wait and see.
A little bit of the cards close to the chest there from Cody Cole. Well, let's get selections again. Aidan, we'll start with you. Who are you with?
I'm with Leith. I'm going to go with Leith. I thought Wits End was superb the other day. Comes in beautifully. We know the horse has got quality. Only once out of the money. That was in Australia. So, Leith, I'm with you. Get your helicopter out. Although I guess it's you got it tied up, getting you to races, to venues and everything. But you should take your helicopter. I agree with Sweens.
Tony Pike's the one with all the money. He's got 2 helicopters. Look, I'll be shouting for Wits End. I'm just worried about the track conditions. I really like Navigator. I think if he gets in the field, I think he'll be going very close with 53 kilos and Joe Dahl on.
maybe we buy one together, Leith, if Navigator gets up, because I'm with you. I think the price is outstanding. I think a really, really talented horse. It was one of the best wins at Hastings. Had a very quick turn of foot. Look, if we got into that heavy range, or remained in that heavy range at Hastings, Te Rapa, a bit of a slip of a tongue. At Te Rapa, I think Navigator will be in a bit of trouble, but decent sort of ground. Navigator's the one for me, Pip.
I don't think we're going to blame you for that one, Sweens, and all of your big Saturday gets underway, 11:30 a.m. Trackside 1. A huge day on Saturday because we've got to talk about Ashburton as well, Aidan. We've got the Group 3 to look forward to down south. What weather and track conditions are we looking like on Saturday?
It's actually looking okay. The Alps are keeping the weather at bay on the other side, so it actually doesn't look too bad. Currently a soft 5, and with the rain radar, it actually may well stay in that range. So while there's a bit of a cold snap coming, it seems to be avoiding, well, at least the rain, hopefully, Ashburton for this weekend.
Your fingers crossed as we take a look at the feature. It's race number 8 on the program, the Group 3 Barneswood Farm Stakes for the 3-year-olds over the 1400 metres. Razia favourite $3.80, Dream of the Moon at $4, and Donna Chiara last up winner at $6 on that third line of betting. Let's go back to the Canterbury Bell Stakes. It's the main lead-in here, in Razia, boy, was very, very good this day, Aidan.
Yeah, it really was. Comes from a long way back. There was decent speed off in this one. Again, there's a lot of speed here with the likes of the Victress and Donna Chiara. You've also got Simsala and Windstars Align. I guess the 3 of those are Tiake horses, so I guess they'll work it out somehow. But this race is the form stacked up. The horse in front is Lavender Hayes, who's since come out and won. We've seen Cornello, the horse who finishes into 5th, come out and win at Hawera on Saturday. So, yeah, there's been decent form out of it. Razia beat home Dream of the Moon. They're both very good runs. No knock on that form whatsoever, guys.
Yeah, Razia was really good to the line too, and you know the step to 1400 was really going to suit her as well, being by Niagara. Sam wins on this week, and obviously from barrier 1, she can just posse just sort of just behind the speed.
If we get a bit of track condition, I'm really quite keen on Dream of the Moon. I thought the horse didn't really have any cover down the chute, whereas Razia had a bit of cover in behind one to track into the race and then pop out where the other horse was out wide, sort of working it by itself. So Liam Royden down to ride for Tiakau. They bring over another Australian to ride down there with a decent sort of team. So he'll be right on his mark. I just thought it was a reasonable sort of chance myself. Donna Chiara comes from a completely different form line. He comes out of a maiden 3-year-old at Timaru, but you got to like those horses that jump, put themselves there and can extend at around 111 on a good 4, which is not outstanding type of time on a good 4 at Timaru. But I thought there was a bit of upside there. Action sort of suggests to me might like a little bit of cut in the track as well. Leith, but pretty professional for a second up run this preparation.
It was a really sort of on-pace day at Timaru as well. Look, time wasn't that good, but I'm pretty sure she had a fair bit up her sleeve there. Billy Pins was on, and look, he didn't move on over the last 50 metres. And look, I know being by Bitlada, she's not going to be rock hard, I don't think, at Ashburton. So, look, I think she's probably sits outside the leader.
Yeah, she's one of those speed influencers in the race. Beautifully ridden by Pin that day, and like you say, Leith, got all favours in what really wasn't a strong race whatsoever. I'm really dubious of that form, but you've got to say, you know, the manner of her win was very good. Next one we're going to look at is Customise, who's bringing good form out of good races with a Ruakaka winner a couple of starts back. And this Ellerslie run last time out went from a long way back, does close off and isn't beaten far. How does it match up for you, Leith?
Yeah, look, things didn't go right at Ellerslie for sure. And Kylie Williams on this week. I definitely think it's a top 4 chance. I'm just sort of worried about the travel down, where all these other horses have been down there for sort of the last sort of month to 3 weeks.
Yeah, showy horses by Capitalist, and you can see that in the 3-year-old colt. I don't think he's got it all together yet as well. He didn't have a lot of luck in that particular race. He got a lot the last bit of his work, but I sort of agree with Leith. It's a long way to go in preparation for this particular race, with further races in store, drawn out. Kylie Williams is getting back. We've got some on-speed runners, so I can certainly see him in the top 4, and he might be a horse that really surprises through the carnival there, Pip.
Yeah, I saw him up at Ruakaka. He's quite a nice type too in person. As we head back to the connections, we're going to start with Sam Burgesson because Te Akau has the 4 runners, and we'll start with When Stars Align. Aidan just asked him how he's heading into the assignment.
He seems to have come on well. We've just tried a few little things. We thought he was probably a touch disappointing down there last time, albeit on rain-affected going. Sort of let up and stopped pretty quickly. But we just sort of done a bit of jumping and things, keep his brain sort of ticking over. Donna Chiara's absolutely bounced out of her maiden. Blinkers on, really sharp and tear up. Could be a sneaky. Dream of the Moon, obviously very good on rain-affected going in that Canterbury Bell. She's come through the run. She still looks a bit rough in the coat. Still plenty of improvement in her, so hopefully she can run well. And then on to the Guineas and the Victress, maybe tipped up by that track. The 1400 is probably a little bit of a query. She's quite a fast, sharp sort of filly, but really happy with all 3 of those fillies.
Sam's thoughts. So what about your thoughts, Aidan? Who are you with in the Group 3?
I'm with Rosiah. I thought there was enough in what she did in the Canterbury Bell to say that she's... I thought that her runner-up that day, Dream of the Moon, was the hardest to beat. I thought it was down to those 2. I'm thinking the Canterbury Bell form should stack up. Just the one winner out of this race has gone on to do anything in either a 2,000 guineas or a 1,000 guineas in the last 10 years, and that was La Diosa who won this race. But yeah, it's not a strong race. It's a race that I won't be following the form out of for a 1,000 guineas anyhow.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit surprised if one of these horses win the 1,000 or 2,000 guineas as well. But I like Donna Chiara. Look, she's 3rd up. She's got a perfect gait. Lily Sullivan on. She can just sort of sit outside the lead maybe or lead. I think she's great each way value at $6 and 2s.
I don't think there's a lot across them. I agree with you guys. I'm going with Dream of the Moon. I think there's a lot of improvement there. I did really like the run last start chasing home Rosiah. There's an extra 100 metres. I think if we get some better track conditions, she'll enjoy that. And I think she's got a bit of upside, just hearing there from the team there about her coat and where she's trying to get to. So, yeah, Dream of the Moon for Te Akau.
Okay, and don't forget to, whatever you like at Ashburton, whether it's in the Group 3 or across any race, we have the Odds Surge in play too, with the TAB on all races in the first race from Ashburton, trackside 1, 12 p.m. We've found you more trackers to follow, and Leith, we're going to start with you. Who's your tracker this week?
Yeah, I've followed her for a while. My Annie Bell, the Bev and Ken Kelso trained mare. Look, she had a really quiet trial here at Matamata. She led them up. Masa Hatsuzumi was on, and he didn't sort of let the handbrake go. So she's going to run at Ellerslie next Saturday, 1,300 metre rating 75 race, and I think she's going to be awfully hard to beat.
I'm taking you to the Foxton Trials and a horse that's come back from Australia, and Waihaha Falls. He's a 5-race winner in Australia. He's won just on 600,000. There he is in the centre of the race track, and I think that's Liffey in the centre, who's gone cracking race the other day at Egmont. He's just pounding home. A little bit of cut in the track. He'll win a decent race this season.
Yeah, he's been a horse who's run really well in Australia too. I think in an Everest backup race, the Consolation, he ran really well one year. Siasqui was fantastic in Howrah in the first. No Leith was making this one of his bets of the day. Paraded in outstanding order, and this was a performance of real quality. There's so much upside here.
And I'm going for Sandpoint, who raced on Sunday at Alpine. He was on the synthetic and in a nice enough small field and just got held up when crossed for a point. Jim Chung just had to take a hold of him, and then again across the line here. He's had 2 starts, the gelding for Mike Breslin. He's placed on both occasions, and I don't think he's too far away from picking up a win. You can just see there across the line, he's just a little bit held for a run. So that's what I'm liking. Note these down, take a screenshot, pop them in your race tracker and follow. I think we've got a couple of winners coming up here. We weren't kidding with the big weekend, because we've got Group 3 action at Rotorua on Sunday. And as you know, Aidan, we've had a bit of rain around, so are we going to get an improving track?
Well, hopefully is the answer to that, but I think maybe the damage is already done. There is further rain forecast. Hopefully by the weekend it's clear enough, but yeah, the forecast looks a little bit messy. I would still think this track will race really rain affected.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the Sweynesse Stakes as far as how the market's playing. It is race number 7, gets underway at 4:30 p.m. and Bonnie Lass is our favourite at $3, Waitack at $3.40, Mercurial at $5 and Luberon at $8.50 are your favourites. Well, we're going to have a look at Bonnie Lass, of course, taking out the Group 2. Foxbridge last time out, back to the 1,200 metres to Aidan, which looks to really suit her.
Yeah, I think so. She just obviously had to work pretty hard in that Tarzino early. We've seen the 3 Group 1 sprint winners of the summer clashing here. The BCD sprint winner in Bonnie Lass, Waitack, who won the Railway, and Mercurial, who won the Telegraph. Bonnie Lass was terrific this day in the Foxbridge. She's trained on. I think she's awfully hard to beat.
She's certainly, she's won there at Rotorua before as well, and look, if it's soft or that heavy, just the next heavy range, she's going to get through it. And look, we saw her gallop at Matamata Arrowfield Day and she looks super too.
Can't really see her being beat, actually. I think she's one of the beats of the weekend. She's had a little bit of freshness in her legs. She's very good in that state. I don't think the track worries her inside Great Craig Girls. A-Rod's cashing his check. Mercurial is another one. Obviously, he brings in pretty good form through last preparation and tried up nicely on a heavy track here under Sam Spratt. He keeps the ride on this occasion. They're in 56, which was pretty good on the day. Look, at his best, he'll give them a bit of a shake here, Leith.
Goes a bad race, does he? And look, he's really suited by the weight for age handicap of the race as well. And he's one, he'll probably posse just sort of outside the leader or, you know, somewhere near the speed. And he's definitely a top 3 chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen the stable do this in the past as well with some pretty handy horses into races like the Foxbridge and things as well. So, yeah, just interesting to just see how we go with this one. It's not cut and dry, this, guys, and like, I know you're keen on Navigator. They booked a jockey in this race as well. I know it's not a handicap. Navigator, if he runs in this, he's got to carry the weight for age rather than the minimum of the spring sprint. But, you know, he's got to be a contender as well.
He does, and yep, he's got Ryan Elliott aboard. One we haven't touched on yet, of course, is Waitack, and Aidan just asked Lance how he's going heading into this.
He's going really well. We just feel he's got a bit more pep in his stride this time and going at, I think, you know, at Te Rapa he's just a little bit wooden-legged. He just didn't have that acceleration towards the end, and we just think he's certainly going better. When she won the Foxbridge, it was a nice surprise. I hadn't done a lot with her, and she does race better fresh. She won't have another hit out between now and Sunday, but it's going to be a hot field. We've got some good sprinters in the country at the moment, her being one of them. You know, and they're all very even, you know, so it's going to be an interesting race.
It certainly is going to be, but good she's coming in a little bit fresh, Aidan, because I've got no doubt you're with your mare in this one.
Yeah, I am. Only just. I don't think this is cut and dry. She has been to the beach with Kylie Hoskin and obviously freshened up really nicely. She won this race last year. Handles Rotorua, handles a wet track. So there's enough boxes ticked to say, yep, she's hard to beat. So I've put her on top. How sort of confident are you, Lee?
Yeah, I think she's just probably, with a nice run in the race, she's got to be top 3 chance and probably wins the race. Good money at $3. Like you said, she won the race last year and she's got the perfect draw in Barrier 1.
I know, A-Rod, it's hard to be strong on your own horse, but I think it should be here, really. 57 kilos, she's proven Group 3 level, 1,200 metres. Freshen up in her legs. I just think there's so many ticks in the boxes around Bonnie Lass. It is a nice knit field, make no mistake about that, but just don't think outside of Waitack they've really been at her level when she probably comes in that sweet spot.
Now, listening to you, Bevan, I want to take the $3 currently on offer as we move on to the race over the 1,900 metres. It's the Open Handicap, the Stefanos Classic here in LJ 360. Heads the betting from Just Ask Me at $4.20. So the 2 Central District horses, and then you've got Cork at $4.40. Let's go back to LJ last time out at Hawera. It comes off the back of a win here, Bevan. What did you make of his next up run?
What did I make of it? I was like, producer, please don't put this race in. He was great. He's always great. But he's going to the New Zealand Cup, and I think that's always going to be the big place. He's going to be at his absolute best. He got back, couldn't keep up, and then he's flashed home. Kenny Rock the inside, very, very good. But Just Asked Me at New Plymouth on an absolute bog. I don't know if that was actually supposed to happen. But I think all roads lead to Riccarton with him.
I still think this is a $80,000 race and it's a winnable race. Narco Haley on 3 kilos off his back, and look, I was there at Hara and he looked like he was in need of a run a little bit as well.
Yeah, but he performed well. He always does. He's just such a high-class horse. You can't rely on him. You can't set your clock by him, but you know, he's got the ability, so no question he's a winning chance in this race as well. Just above him in the weights is Just Ask Me, who's been racing really well all preparation, and gets probably conditions to suit except for the big weight. They've got Rehan Goyram taking 3 off to 59. The ability's there, Leith. What can you expect?
Yeah, certainly. He never goes a bad race. And, hey, if it gets really sort of heavy to that heavy 10 plus, he comes right into the race as well. And the distance is perfect for him too, 1950.
Yeah, look, really loose would be a key factor. I suppose the factor around LJ and heading to Riccarton, at the moment he carries 60, so if he wins another race, he still carries the 60, doesn't he? Over the 2 miles, being 96 with Dionysus at 92. Well, Dionysus might pick up some rating points, I'd imagine, but yeah, LJ looks good. Just Ask Me, he's right in the mix if it rains, and rains a lot, so he's a good horse. He's coming to the end of his career, I'd imagine. They're struggling to find places to take him, but it wouldn't be a surprise. And Cork wouldn't be a surprise either, as we take you back to its performance at Riccarton over 1,800 metres. When she gets it right, Cork, she can be very, very good on off-track conditions. She'll get them on Saturday. This is probably a little bit better than I think she really likes. She's changing in lead leg and chopping and change. She's not completely balanced in that particular ground in pinging, but look, she's been pretty consistent since she's down there, so I'd respect the horse, Leith.
Yeah, and she's actually been jumping out a lot better too. Been a small field of 7. Look, she gets him, Donovan Cooper on. It's good the stable is stuck with him. Look, gets down to that beautiful weight of 51.5 as well. So if there is one to beat LJ, I'd be sort of looking at Cork.
Yeah, the query is obviously the extra trip when we know like 1,600 metres probably has been her sweet spot till now. But like you say, with that weight advantage, Jonathan Cooper down to 51.5, she's just going to get in with, you know, I think she can potentially even dominate this if things go right for her.
Well, we haven't touched on Mary Louise yet for Robbie Patterson. She hasn't got a jockey on yet, but Bevan did ask him how she is heading into this.
Yeah, she's just having a fitting run, getting ready for the New Zealand Cup swings. She was playing first up, which is expected with her, and she'll get back again, and hopefully she pass a few other straight. But yeah, it's just getting ready. But she's coming up really well. I'm really happy with her.
We made the right choice. We sort of ummed and ahed about leaving her down in Christchurch for that extra race, and it just came up too firm. So you're always gambling at this time of the year, but yeah, we've come back up and we've got the rain, so it'll suit her.
Look, his work has been really super this time in, and his run the other day at Te Rapa was satisfactory. He steps up to 1900, he's got 53 on his back. I think Ace Lawson Carroll takes the ride, and I'd be very happy if he's running on at the finish, and that'll just give us a little bit of confidence heading forward into the Summer Cups races.
Gets in nicely weighted too with the claim. Let's get selections, and surely Sweens, as we go to you with the LJ, right? It's your best mate.
Yeah, right. I couldn't not do it. Narco Haley does the riding here. He's a winner aboard him at New Plymouth. I thought he's really good at Hawara. He's a very, very good horse. He's won 8 of 41, and if he wants to, he should be winning on a Sunday.
Yeah, LJ, look, he probably should have won the Rotorua Cup when Narco was having his first ride on the horse, and Narco's riding good. He gets down to 58 kilos. Yeah, I'm on LJ as well.
Yeah, just at the heavy track and the weights on with Cork in this one.
So that's what the guys are liking at Rotorua. Make sure you're tuning in and get all of the action on the Sunday session on Sunday from 11:30 a.m. Trackside 1. Caulfield really takes centre stage on Saturday. 3 Group 1s on the program, including the Toorak Handicap. The first race we wanted to have a look at because Orchestral has made her way back across the Tasman. She's in the market at $9.50. Also the Exa Kiwi Desert Lightning, of course, with the Moody Coleman stable at $7. Your favourite, though, is Another Will, who's in great form up the top of the book at $2.70. Let's go back to the Testarossa, and again, he holds out some really nice horses here, Leith.
Oh, he's a super horse. He's won 7 from 10 starts, and he nearly got put over the rail there. Obviously, Jamie Carr's suspended, so Michael D gets on this week, and he's just he's a winner, this horse.
Sure is. This is a really good performance, and he was sent out $1.60 favourite this day as well, and that was after a slight drift in betting as well. So the strike rate's there. You just got to say real respect around our favourite, Another Will, for the Mar team. Okay, up the top of the book, Desert Lightning. Geez, this run in the Sandown Stakes was terrific. He's been able to win this, beat some good horses, Leith, and we know from here that he's up to this type of level. Be interesting to get a real acid test in Group 1 company in Australia.
Yeah, certainly, and look, apparently he sort of needed this race as well. He comes into this third up. He's going to need a good ride by Luke Nolan. He's drawn barrier 11 at Caulfield, and it's a pretty tricky sort of mile start as well. That's Craig running home second. He was pretty good in that race where he gets 53.5 this week as well. Obviously, All Kessel, she's having a fresh up run in Australia. Being a mile's going to suit her. Look, her sectionals were good at Ellerslie. She had 60 kilos as well, and the best thing about All Kessel, she has travelled to Australia before, so the flight sort of is not really a problem for her either.
You just got to put your faith in Roger James and Robert Wellwood. They had the Ladies' Day bars as a backup option, but they are going for the Toorak. They wouldn't be going there if they didn't think she'd really thrived with this run. She's unbeaten in 2 starts second. She's a winner in Australia in the past as well. So I just think she's got the class to be able to go up there and at the weights. Just with the defection of Pride of Jenny, they went up. They didn't rescale it. They've just gone up, and that suits her down to the ground. She's in beautifully here. So I have gone with the Kiwi flavour and gone Orchestral on top. Leith, how about you?
Yeah, a bit of a Kiwi connection as Daniel Stackhouse gets the rider as well this week. So look, I certainly think Orchestral will be hitting the line late, but I just think Another Will with Mick Dion is going to be awfully hard to beat this week.
Okay, so that's what the guys are liking. It's the last race actually at Caulfield. Now we're going to take a look at the Group 2 on the program. And this is the Herbert Power Stakes over the 2,400 metres. Post Impressionist, favourite at $5. Gear Up at $6. Now you can see Wolfgang, he's now Mr. Wolfgang over there for the Mackay stable at $9.50 in this market. And we do have Maharajan, who's a $46 chance as well. Damien Lane to do the riding, and he of course did finish third last time we saw him out. Let's take a look at the form leading in. We're going to take you back to Gear Up. Quite a few coming out of this race, Leith.
Yeah, Gear Up was really good. Obviously, Annabelle's sort of, he gets into this race third up as well, so he's going to be really peaking for this, and the step to 2,500 metres is really going to suit him as well.
Totally agree, Leith. This was a grinding performance from one who got there and didn't really quicken, but just never went away either. So I think the extra distance really suits. And just looking how close Gear Up was at the finish of that, has won 6 of 25 and has been a past winner here at Caulfield as well. Further Kiwi influence in this race too with Mr. Wolfgang. Wolfgang, as he's known here in New Zealand, heading across for Peter and Sean Mackay and Sims Davison, of course, in the ownership as well. A son of Puccini, who the Mackays did win a Toorak with as well. Going back, he's been terrific in the last couple. This is a really good win at Matamata. He'd won well at Hastings to start before. He gets into this race, okay, he's got to be some sort of lightweight chance.
Yeah, he certainly gets in with the 53 kilos, and look, he's a 6-year-old now, and his last 2 wins have been really strong. And look, he's pretty short in the market. I'd say sort of beating Rolls, the Australians have sort of taken a little bit of notice out of the run as well. Braden Starr, I think this is one horse that's a really good each way chance in the race. I've talked to Trent. He had a great weekend last week. He had a couple of winners at Flemington. One of them paid actually $80 odd. So look, Braden Starr, I think the step to 2,500 metres is really going to suit him. And it's a winnable race. Craig Williams on as well.
He's got to step up a little bit. This is just handicap company, Manila Cup, when he's run this third placing. But he has won 5 of 23. I do think this is maybe just a touch harder, but interesting to see how he goes. And can you believe the money on Maharajan? He's a horse who's only going to thrive when he gets to this 1.5 miles and further. Obviously, a couple of 3,200 metre wins in a New Zealand Cup and an Auckland Cup. And obviously late scratch last week, Leith, with the deluge of rain that came, but can you believe 40 odd bucks for this horse?
Yeah, certainly. If they were both racing Mr. Wolfgang and Marjoran against each other in New Zealand, they'd be nearly level on the odds, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. You know, one's at 9, one's at 45. It does seem crazy out of kilter. So, we know he's going to be better when he gets to 3,200 metres, but at 2,400 metres, he's not the worst chance at the price, Pip.
I don't know, I was just having a look even at his top 3, top 4, $10, $6 for top 4. You could do worse around a little play. There's ways to play the race, but yep, Wolfgang is in it. And Aidan just did put it to Peter Mackay that he was in the right type of form to send him across for a Tasman Raid.
Well, yes, I'm under no illusions about how strong it's going to be, the field. It looks good and strong, but he's on his way up. Both runs have been good and he's been attacking the line. So step up to 2,400 down on the minimum. Just that's the only sort of reason why we sort of have a go now. Win another 1 or 2 in New Zealand, then he sort of gets up the weights a bit. So we'll just fill out the waters a bit and then just see where we are.
It's that old age, if you're not in it, you can't win it. As we get to you, Aidan, for selections, are you sticking with one of the Kiwis or looking elsewhere?
I'm going to go elsewhere, but I really hope that they do both run really well, Wolfgang and Marjan. I'm going Herman Hesse, last up winner of the Harry White at Mornington. It was a good win, beat Hit the Road Jack, who pushed point guard so close as well. So the form's all stacking up. Yeah, I do like Herman Hesse, who goes around the Australian bloodstock colours, and I thought would be a big chance in the race. Leith, who are you with?
Yeah, I'd certainly be cheering the Kiwis home. I don't go with the Trent and that trained runner, Braden Starr. Just sort of the $14, 5 place, 2,500 metres is really going to suit him, and 53 kilos, Craig Williams.
Thanks, guys. So that's what they're liking at Caulfield. And Trackside Premier is back as well this weekend, so make sure you tune in. It is available live and free on Freeview Channel 12, Sky Channel 504, and of course trackside.co.nz. Don't miss it. Time for some more harness action on the form, because Craig, as I say hello to you, what a massive night you've got down at Addington on Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. I'm really looking forward to Friday night. $750,000 in stake money on offer. Of course, the 3 NZB 2-year-old harness millions and the Group 1 flying stakes. We'll touch on all of them. We'll start with race number 3. Let's have a look at the market for the 2-year-old trotters. Always difficult with a 2-year-old trotter. It's all about the manners. But the favourite here is You're Right Dale, $2.50 from the Dunn team. Really like Meant to Be, $3. He's off the unruly, so outside second row for him. Odina on debut at $6. And Higher Power, the stablemate of Meant to Be, probably the best value in the race at $13, draws the outside of the front. Key video, Alexandra Park 2 weeks ago. Meant to Be, gee, he was good. He got round though after being a bit tardy early on in his gate to find the front at about the 800 metre mark, and he kept on rolling. They run 2 minutes their last mile, so it was a super performance. He's a trotter that's always shown it, but it's all about the brain, not so much about the body. He's a nice type. Of course, Zachary Butcher won this race 2 years ago with Southern Diamond. The stable looked to get 2 successes here in the space of 3 years. Don't mind him. I think the price is right. Last 800, 58.6. Meant to Be my top selection in the 2-year-old trot. Main Danger, You're Right Dale, and Higher Diamond. Let's go later on in the program to race number 7. This is the Group 1 flying stakes, and what a good field it is. Let's have a look at the market. Headed up by Chaser Dream, who's fresh up, but had a couple of trials, $2.45. Cold Chisel on the back of his run in the Holmes DG, $3.50. Then you get to the stablemate, Better Knuckle up at $11, and have a look at the rest. $13 and $15, Harrison John, and We Walk by Faith. These 2 very good 3-year-olds meet. This is Cold Chisel at Alexandra Park in the Holmes DG. That's the Champ Merlin going to the front. Sooner the better second. Out wide you've got Max Shard, and even wider route Cold Chisel. Now, not easy for a 3-year-old to take on the older horses. This was a super run. His sectionals were 54.4, Homan 27.2. Prior to that, he'd run a placing in the Northern Stakes behind Marco. He's in sensational form at mode, Cold Chisel. What hinders him is his gait. Had he drawn inside Chaser Dream, I think he'd probably start favourite here. I'll put him on top. He's got the advantage having a run over Chaser Dream, and he's got a very good training and driving combination. So for me, Cold Chisel at the right price, $3.40. Later on the program, the 2-year-old fillies for the NZB Harness Millions go round. It's an even bunch here. I know we've got a short price favourite, Sandra D, $2.90. She gets a nice draw, but can she use it? Stella Rouge, outstanding last start. She's at $3.20. Wine Light at $9, and Without You at $12. Let's go back to the Group 1 Caduceus. This is a good guide to these fillies. Sandra D. And the famous Purdon colours 3 wide, silver and blue spots, has been lumped out there 3 wide the entire journey. Never got close to the fence, and she only got beaten 3/4 of a length. It was an enormous run. Right down the outside, B-Tastic is the winner, but she gets a better draw here. She's drawn out at barriers 6 and 8 in the last 2 starts. She gets barrier 3. Can she use that draw to get across them at the start? If she does, I think she's the horse to beat. The main danger has actually always been Magic. $12, like it, barrier 2, and then Stella Rouge, who starts 1 the second row, just needs a bit of luck to get through the traffic, but she's a quality filly. For me, I'll go Sandra D from the Good Draw. Going around in the Colts division, well, this horse really dominated last start, Marketplace. He's $1.80 into $1.70. Brilliant winning last start. Got the chocolate $7.50. Ribera won the second row, needs a little bit of luck, also at $7.50. That's Marketplace in Heat 4 of the Sire Stakes, right down the very outside. Craig Ferguson for Regan Todd. Super performance. Last mile 155. Home in 56, quarter in 27, and never on the track. Smokes over the top of Ribera and also, of course, Tactiva. Of course, he won 3 starts ago. That was a sapling. He's won Heat 2 and 4 of the Sire Stakes, and he gets the best draw he's had in quite some time. Thought he's one of the best horses going around at the moment, Marketplace, and I think he'll show it on Friday night. Main danger, Ribera, you're getting $7.50 for Blair Orange. That does seem a little bit of overs. Massive night there, Philippa, on Saturday night, looking to bring you all the action on Friday Night Lights. That'll be from 4:30. We'll have Greg O'Connor on track. We'll have Mark Cookson and myself in studio. It's going to be a beauty.
It certainly will be a big night. 12 races. I'm sure you've found us all the winners as well, Craig. Don't miss the action. Trackside 1. We're going to find you some best bets for the weekend. As you know, we always start with you, Lethal Innes. So who's your best bet this week?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to Sunday, race 1. Horse, a maiden filly called Entitlement. Look, her last run at Matamata was massive. Really good sectionals. Hopefully it doesn't get too heavy, but being race 1, she'll get away with it, and I think she'll be winning on Sunday.
I feel a little bit obligated to tip out a horse I've got a small share in Pokawa. Look, he won't run if the track is heavy, but he's been set for Hastings and now at Te Rapa, which is not a perfect scenario for him. He's got better than 65 ability, and if he gets any luck on a decent track, he'll go very close to winning. And if he doesn't run, I like Asgard in race number 10.
Well, best luck to with that, Bevan. I'm going Lux Libertas in the 5th at Te Rapa on Saturday. A horse who put together 4 wins in a row. Really good third there in rating 75 last time out. Drops back to a special conditions maiden. Just beautifully placed. Should be winning Lux Libertas race 5.
I think we're building a nice multi here because I'm going for Greyhound, race number 9, Friday night. So strict. She finally comes up with an inside draw. Thought she was so game in a hot field 2 starts ago, and she's just a grading special. So I think you'll get a nice price around her with dogs like Big Time Tama in the market. And the best thing is that the professor agrees Rozzo with So Strict as well. So we're doubling up on her. Mancha Blue for the Whale as well at Addington on Friday. And you can see the boys with their picks below. So got a good feeling we've found you some best bets for what is a huge weekend. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you back next week. Until then, enjoy all the action.